interesting to have had that tussle with the Wall Street Journal, because in that moment, teachers all across America said, Dr. Biden is a doctor. She earned that doctorate. That doctorate was something that she earned in education. And that shows our respect for her. And frankly, today shows your and your husband and Vice President Harris's respect for the educators in America. What you just said to the educators today, the compassion, the grace, the thanks. Our profession is one, and we at the AFT represent nurses and teachers, bus drivers. We represent the helping professions. They want respect. They want dignity. But even when they don't get that, they are going to do everything in their power to help care for a nation, engage a nation, educate a nation. And that is what we heard from President Biden yesterday. And that is what we heard from that amazing poet, Amanda Gorman, yesterday. And that is who the teachers of the country are. Look, they always have hope. That's part of our DNA. That's part of our job. But what we have seen in this campaign and in the weeks since you and Joe Biden have been announced as president, elected as president, by millions of people and the Electoral College, you have made it clear to educators that it's not just hope, but help is on the way. And not just words, but actions. You're totally right. You're so right about who teachers are in this country, just like who nurses are in this country. They turned on a dime. They have used their kitchens have become their classrooms. Their cars have become internet hotspots. They have figured out how to use the internet in ways no one ever imagined. They've engaged kids. But we need help. We need the funding that is part of the Rescue Act that now President Biden announced last week and that we need the Congress to do. We need that safety guidance and those plans that we've been begging for, Becky and I, for months, to try to reopen in-school learning safely, particularly for the kids who need it most. Kids, 30 million of whom used to get their meals at school, 16 million of whom still don't have connectivity. These are real people's problems, and that's what you talk about all the time, Dr. B. And that's what your husband said yesterday and today with the executive orders to tackle COVID and to reopen schools safely, and by picking Dr. Miguel Cardona as Secretary of Education. Today is a moment where we feel respected, and our members feel respected, and educators all around the country feel respected. But we know that we have more to give. And working with an educator in the White House, someone who walks in our shoes, someone who knows the challenges and the aspirations of children and of the educators in the country. Frankly, that is more than I could ever have imagined before this moment. In the last few days, we've gone from insurrection to inauguration. We've gone from chaos to community. As Martin Luther King said in his last book, will we have chaos or will we have community? What you've done for our members, Dr. B, for educators throughout the country, is that you have said to them, this is community. This is us working together. This is us together finding a way to ensure that every single child has the power to not only dream his or her or their dreams, but to achieve them, regardless of demography or geography. And so as this history teacher, whose grandparents came from the Ukraine, who sees the Statue of Liberty as a statue of openness and possibility of our country, we pledge to work with you each and every day to lift up our country, to lift up our schools, for educators to have the partner that we now have in President Biden, in Vice President Harris, and in Dr. Jill Biden. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Randy. You know, over and over, I've made you a promise that when Joe was elected president, that you will always have a seat at the table. And I meant it. Our schools, our students, our communities, you know, we're all facing so many challenges right now. And I know that you are stretched thinner than most. But educators, this is our moment, because we know how to turn chaos into something beautiful. We do it every day in our classrooms. We know how to learn the lessons of our past and grow into something new. We never stop learning and growing. We know how to be a light in the darkness. And Joe is going to be a champion for you, because he knows that's the best way to serve our students. Together, we are going to transform our nation's education system. And when we do that, we will change the course of our future forever. And if you ever wonder if it's possible, just remember that the First Lady of the United States is one of your own. So I want to end by saying thank you for all that you do. In the day-to-day, we don't always recognize how much this work matters, but it does. Right now, someone out there is a better thinker because of you. Someone is standing a little taller because you help them find the confidence that they need. Someone is working a little harder because you push them to try. And someone is kinder because you showed them what it meant. Someone is braver because you helped them find their courage. Student by student, you are changing the world. Thank you for that work. And thank you for all that you will help us do to build a better future for all students. Thank you.